Testing, testing. Sound check, sound check. Sound check much, sound check much. Testing, testing. Sound check, sound check. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? This is a Photoshop tutorial for how to make your own stream layout. And this will be aimed at those who kinda know Photoshop, but I'll explain every step of the way. Anyway, so making a stream layout. The first thing you need to think about is what resolution are you going to stream in? For my stream, I use 1280 x 720. That's 720p. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. So let's start up making a new file. Let's make it 1280 width and 720 height. So we got a blank canvas, and I like to be organized with everything I do, so I create groups for different parts of the layout. So let's make one group called background, and let's put the basic background layer is locked by default, so what I do is I create a new layer and then just remove the locked layer, so you get a clean a clean workspace, basically. So let's just start with a black background. The first thing you need to think about is how do you want the layout to look like? Like, do you want to display a webcam? Do you want to have splits on it? And take all those kind of things into consideration. What I'll do now is I'm going to do a layout for my maximum 100% attempts of Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance, and it will contain splits, a webcam, game area. Yeah, that's pretty much it, and maybe some link to Photoshop. To YouTube or the like. So let's get started. What I'd like to do first is to define the different areas in as simple shapes as I possibly can. And why do that, you might ask? Well, that's because sure, you could go straight to the graphics and try to do a frame, but you need to know the layout so you know that everything will fit. For instance, my games I run is in the aspect ratio 4:3, so my basic measurements for the game area would be 800 x 600. That might differ though if you are playing newer PC games like Dota or League of Legends, then you'll need to choose another resolution. But I know for a fact that I want my game area to be in 800.600 pixels. And you can see in the info here that I can now see that my selection 800 599, that's not good. 800 800 and 600. That's the resolution I want to have for the game area. So let's name this layer layouts and fill this with a white color, just so we see that, okay, I want my game area to be here. Am I amazingly quiet? That's really weird. Let me see. This with a white color, just so we see that, okay, I want my game area to be here. No, I should be good. Am I amazingly quiet? That's really weird. Yeah, probably something on your end. It should be fine. Okay. And I know for a fact that I saw a layout yesterday that was really cool. The webcam and splits were kind of in a window. I'll show you later what I mean. But for now, I know that this area will be both webcam and splits, and I want this to be like correlate to the game area, so I want this to be 600 pixels high. Let's just fill that with white. Let's mark this and then move it to the same height as the other. Yeah. That seems fine. So my game will go here, and then my webcam will go like here, and the splits will be transparent over it. So when we've defined the layout, oh yeah, Cossacks, that's true. I need to make you a layout. Remind me later, or nag at me until I make it. So what we want to do now is think about what kind of style do I want the layout in. I know for a fact that I want to do a Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance inspired layout. And to do that, I'd like to borrow some assets. Showing Castlevania stuff. So what I basically want to do is have the frames around the gameplay and splits area be kind of like frames from the Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance game. So for that I'll borrow some sprites from sprites resource. Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance sprites. And Sprites resource is one of the best pages out there for like finding sprites and stuff. So here we have almost all the sprite assets from the actual game, which is cool. So now I need to find. It doesn't have to be the. It doesn't have to be like a frame. I mean, I could use parts of this as a frame, for instance. I just want to find something that's related to the game that I can use as a frame. Here are some cool stuff. Here we have the name input window for the game, for instance. Can we get this a little bit bigger? Yes, here we are. So I'm just going to look through this and see if there's anything fit for a game window here. So I kinda think about this pillar like being the border on the left and right side of the game screen. That might work. And then we have the name input screen. Let's just copy this picture and paste it into the actual. Paste it into here. So what I want to do now is I want to actually have this as a frame around my game window. So I'm going to start with cutting out this part behind the other things and then paste it in on a new layer. So what we can see from the beginning is that well this window is like not as large as the actual game window here. So we need to enlarge it, and Sprites works like Sprites do. They are pixel. They contain pixels. So let's just clean this up some before we get started. Like remove everything that we don't want to display, like the filling, because we don't want a game area to be filled by something. It needs to be transparent. We can use the magic tool for this, magic wand tool, and erase this color. So now we have a kind of a frame. We could roughly place it. There we go. And then we can move this part over here. And I happen to know or see that let's see. Yeah, that's better. That this is a good frame to be stretched. So Control T and then just whoa, that's not good. Then just stretch all the way, because it's so simple. So I can just stretch it all the way here. And to minimize the work, I can copy this and then go to Edit, Transform, Flip Vertical. Move it into place and then stretch these downwards. Huh. Now I see that something is amiss here. Let's try stretching this also and see if for some reason yeah, for some reason this part has moved 1 pixel to the right. Yeah, now it should be good. And now we have 2 layers for this. So I'm just going to merge layers, merge down. That merges the 2 layers I want to use. So let's call this game frame and call the group game frame, or more like game window. So keep it nice and clean. So now we have a frame for the game window. We can remove the layout to see how it actually looks like. Let's close this group and make a new group for splits/webcam. Make a new layer, and actually we want to take out the assets that we copied before. I don't want some people might want the 2 game frames or the 2 frames to be equal, but I want something more fancy for the actual webcam and splits. So I'm going to see if I can find something here that would fit that criteria. This, it's a little bit small, but it could fit. Actually, I like the idea of using pillars on both sides. So I guess I think I'll go for that. And then use like ground tiles under or over. So let's see what we can do with this. And you don't have to worry if this doesn't fit at all. I mean, when I work, it's a constant trial and error workflow. So we want to this part. We'll use that some other place. Okay, I see right now that this isn't going to fit what I had visioned. So I think I'm actually going to try making something with this elevator, because that was the first idea that struck me. So let's use the magic tool. Click off contagious. That will make it select all, and let's set the tolerance to like 99. Then if I click a black color, it will select all the black color in the layer, and then I press delete. Then we have the pure colors of the elevator. So let's split this up. Let's see, and move those down here. Oops, that's not what I thought about. And move those down here, so we have all the four corners. Let's remove this. Maybe it could work though. I'm only going to see now what happens if we stretch this part. How it will look like. It looks okay, but I'll iterate on that later. Same thing with this. I think I'll do it like this. Stretch it. Stretch this. Okay, that didn't look so hot. I need to... Can I just do like this? That looks much better actually. Let's merge the two layers so we only have one frame. And now we can discover that, well, this isn't going to look fine stretching it. I mean, look at that. But if you look closely, you can see that, well, maybe these patterns will tile. So we try to copy and then paste to see if it would work. And it turns out it actually will. So let's do like that. And then copy the layer. Copy it once more. And then merge those layers. And then do like that. And merge those layers again. Pull it down. And let's make it like that one more time. There we go. And let's remove the part at the bottom which became too much. Let's see. Kinda need to split it here. Oh, doesn't look that bad. So again, let's merge all the frame layers and remove some junk from here. Now I can see that the left part kinda misses this, so I need to manually copy that to make it fit. But that's easy, just do like that, and it should look awesome. Yeah. This might look good on its own, but I'd just to make it not look that pixelated, I'd like to make some shadow over this. So I'm going to make a new layer. Let's name this layer first, by the way. To split window frame. I'm going to have some shadow over this that will shade it so it doesn't look that pixely and more like high-res dynamic. So here's how we're going to do that. Name this layer Shade. Control click on that layer. This will select all the pixels that this layer has filled in. Keep the shade window or the shade layer selected, and then use the gradient tool. Black is what I'm going to use for shadow. So let's see how this turns out. You see how this creates a little bit more dynamic feeling to it? And then we'll just adjust the opacity of the layer so it looks a little bit better. So that looks really cool, I think. That's that. So now we have all the components that we'd like, but the background looks really, really dull. So how could we remedy this? Well, I like the, let's just search on texture and see if we find something to our liking here. Maybe we need to be more specific. I was thinking like a texture living room, maybe? Okay, maybe that was too. Texture living room wall. Or just texture wall might be a good. So here we got some walls, and we could like experiment here what might fit. If possible, I'd like to refrain from like stealing textures from people on DeviantArt and stuff like that. So I only want to use like free texture sources. And we want a texture that fits our size, so we search only large sizes. Ah, a brick wall. Oh, okay. This is from DeviantArt as well. So let's not use that. This might be something. Let's copy this picture. Let's go into the background group. So instead of the black background, we're going to have to resize this. And I can tell right now that this isn't going to fit. It looks goddamn awful. So what we need is a little bit more a subtle wallpaper. So let's see what we can find. Texture, subtle, wall. Dark, because Castlevania is dark. Free texture, wow. Okay. This isn't good. I like this. Let's just see if we can make something a little bit better looking with this. So I'm going to make a shade layer again. And this actually looks pretty nice, I have to say. So I think I'll stick with this. The next step on the way, I guess, would be to make cutouts, because we need this area to be transparent to hold our game and splits. So what I'd like now is to make a new group in background called source, so we can put all of these there. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to copy them and then right click and merge. Oh, not merge visible. Merge layers. Because then we can move this up to backgrounds. Then we still have the source for our files, for our layers we had before. If we should change our minds. So for this layer, which we merged, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. We select the areas here. Press delete to make them transparent. And let's see if we can get a better shot at that. Just need some finishing touches here. Whoops. Let's do pencil mode, because then we can erase separate pixels instead of using a brush. So yeah, there we go. And the same on this side. See if we wanted to erase something here. No, this is good. So for now we're done with the background. So we want to go back to the splits webcam to incorporate what I talked about before. Let's make a new layer. Maybe it's splits. So what I want to do is to have the splits down here. Splits down there, and here we'll have a webcam, and the webcam will kind of intervene or go over to splits down here. So I was thinking maybe select this area and then make a gradient. Oh, we want a linear gradient. I want the black background down here because then the splits will actually be much more visible. And this was not good for some reason. What did I do? Huh, okay, let's redo this. Let's actually redefine what we want to do here. We want to kinda do like this, because we want the webcam to be here, and then the further down we go, the more dark it will get. So I have no idea why it does this. I don't want that ugly. Do I have the correct? Yes, I should have the correct. Something is amiss here, and I don't really know why. You see here, it should be more. This is weird. So yeah, Photoshop can screw you over sometimes. I don't know why it becomes that black. Let's see what happens if we like. Okay, I think we'll need to like not have that a dark background here. Oh, it's really weird. It seems that somehow. Oh wait, does it have anything to do with these options? Okay, this seems much better. But it's still. It's pretty aggravating, actually. I guess we'll keep it at like this for now. And maybe see if we can find like a Castlevania background for down there instead, to make a little bit transparent. Castlevania. Harmony of Maxim. Official art. For Maxim, the character I'm going to run in this game. So let's do it like this. Let's remove all the. Set it to 5. Set it to 1. And now we'll actually remove all the white surroundings here. let's just do like this. Yes. And then cut here. And we don't want him to be too present, so we'll need to lower the saturation and also do something like this. This would have looked much better if I could actually oh well. I guess this is good enough. So my webcam will go back here. Let's see. Okay. Let's just save our project. Maxim.